Hi guys, part 2 of my video about submitting your poetry to magazines and publications. Guys, in my opinion, if you're already a writer to some degree, and even if you're not, I just feel like this is a cool thing to do. I was thinking about it before I made this video, and I don't know if this is going to sound depressing or not. That's not my intention, but once you do something like this, it can't really be taken away from you. You know what I mean? And you get 100% credit for your work, as you should. Like, in the sense that if someone just comes across a random magazine, your name could be in it and your writing could be in it, and that's all you really need, especially in a time where it sometimes feels like who is even reading anymore. This is just a way to kind of make your work feel permanent, you know what I mean? In a world of AI, in a world of ChatGPT. I should have mentioned that in my part 1. Like, this is something that you can't even play with AI in a sense, you know what I mean? Everywhere that I've submitted, there's been some kind of clause and there's been some kind of rule, like AI work is not prohibited here. And you know what? I don't know what AI scanner they use. I'm sure it's probably insulting if you submitted real writing and then they scanned it as AI, but it also just kind of ruins the whole purpose, if I'm honest. Like, it ruins the whole purpose of submitting raw and real poetry centered around a theme or not. Not everybody asks for a theme, not everybody runs by a themed issue, and I should have said that. But if you do the whole ChatGPT thing, it just doesn't make sense. What I used to do is I would write a poem like full on, like I'd be finished, and then I'd put it into ChatGPT to see what it would come up with differently. And sometimes I liked what was going on. I never submitted it because I couldn't, but sometimes I liked what was going on, and sometimes it just didn't feel the same. It didn't hit the same. And yeah, this is just something that I can not only have on my resume, but it's just a random side quest that I can talk to people about. It's just so random and so like beautiful in a way, because I can put it on my social media without feeling like I'm bragging too much about this thing. It was just something that I did, like, when I feel like when I was 15, I was writing because it was my thing, and because I was already in an English class, and because I was just using a lot of creative muscles at the time. And I feel like if you're hesitant about this, like, poetry doesn't always have to rhyme. I don't know if any writing communities will hate me for saying that, but it's just not true. There's a certain flow and there's a certain beauty to poetry that rhymes and really captures a feeling or an experience, but a lot of my poetry does not rhyme. And even though I've been able to do it in the past, I feel like that's something that stops people from writing poetry. But your poetry also doesn't have to be this thing that is overthought or too elegant. I feel like poetry can be very raw and it can be very kind of honest. And yeah, I had so much more I wanted to talk about, but student-led versus, I guess, more official publications, they're all the same to me. Like, it's your opinion and how you feel about it and how you view it, but I've gotten the same level of professionalism, I've gotten the same level of credit being where it's due, and great partnerships with communities, paid versus non-paid. You know, it really is a great opportunity to, I'm gonna be honest, like, I didn't end up doing it because what was wrong with me at the time, but I was asked to write an article and I would have gotten paid $50 for it. And that's crazy because in part 1, I was complaining about another writing opportunity costing $50 like for me to submit their work. So it does happen where this can be a paid thing, and if you're interested. And yeah, I should probably talk more about the submission process. It's typically not too much. They will ask for your name, your email, maybe your social media handle if they're like all over social media, and they will probably ask you for a bio. And a bio, I want to say it's about 30 or 35 words just about you as a writer. So mine is something like, Simone tries to savor the present as much as possible, and she blends her nostalgic work with her magically filled childhood. It's not exactly like that, but I try to do too much and make it like that. But they will ask for your bio. They will ask for the title of your work. They'll probably ask you how many words. They've done that with me before, and then they'll ask you probably for a Microsoft Word or a Microsoft PDF of your work. And it really is something that you could just do in one day, which is crazy. Like, I've done it this month actually, where I've just been on my laptop and I've just for hours. Like, that's another thing about no AI and no ChatGPT. Like, I will be writing a poem and then I'm stuck on the absolute last line, and I'm kind of I'm kind of staring at my Microsoft Word document that's been open for 2 hours. But I don't know, that's the beauty of it. Like, when you finally get that last line, it's just different because it's all done. And I don't know, that's the beauty of it. And if you're interested, I really think that you should. It's something I didn't even know that I could do until a few years ago, and I feel like it just is something that will hopefully have a lasting impact on people. Randomly reading your writing, you never, I think Tyler the Creator said it, like, you have to keep creating because you really never know when anyone is going to see it. You really never know, like, who is watching. So that's my part 2. I really would give you like more, but I'm telling you, this is actually really easy to do. I feel like it may not be easy to be chosen, whether it's paid or it's not. Guys, listen, like, I've done this frequently for the past few years. If I had to give it a number, I would say 2. And remember, I would try to do this every month. So calculate that, and I've only been published 4 times, okay? But it's still super awesome to be published 4 times. And I feel like every rejection, which usually sounds like your work doesn't fit with our submission at the time, or your work doesn't fit with our vibes is the wrong word, but basically the same thing with our image right now. Like, I really try not to take that as personal, even though you're definitely bound to take it personal when the poetry is pretty personal, but you can still be published 4 times. And I really hope that you consider trying. And I hope I helped, even though I was pretty much all over the place. I think it's fun. I think you'll have a great time. I think you'll learn things about yourself. I think it's a great way to deal with your feelings. I think you'll learn a lot of things about your feelings, and I think it'll be cool to say that you were a contributor to a magazine, and it will heal you. Even if you're not a writer, just maybe try if you want to. And I think that's it for now. So if you have any questions, put in the comments below.